Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is the fourth episode of The Power of Leverage, and we've got Kevin Markarian out of Southern California. Kevin, you still run a team up in Northern California as well, right?
Yeah. Yep. San
All right.
Francisco. Mhm.
Excellent, excellent. Well, look, now that you're in SoCal, you're in the better side of California. So
Oh
thanks
yeah,
for being here,
I
buddy.
definitely feel the weather is a lot warmer. My mom lives up in Northern California. It's like 37 degrees, and I'm like sunshine. Looking at the water. It's a big difference. I'm excited to be down here.
I love it, man. Well, thanks for being on. Listen, with the power of leverage, what we talk about is delegating and looking at the structure of businesses to understand how people are leveraging technology, talented people, or any processes or systems that help in running an organization. And you run a pretty awesome organization here in Inc. 500, right? So congrats on that. So can you give me an outline or visual outline of what that looks like? What's the structure look like of your team, your staff, whether it's in-house or overseas?
Okay, I'll try to keep it simple as possible because there's a lot happening.
Dumb
But
it down for me.
I'll try my best. So first, it starts with like how it kind of began was with me, obviously, kind of doing everything, right? And then everything that I've done in terms of hiring has always been because I kind of maxed myself out. So I'm doing a certain task and I can't do anymore. So then I know what the things are that need to be done that I just can't do, and then that becomes my job description.
Got it.
Um, and so the way we have it set up now is it's myself, and then we have Ashley, who kind of is like an operations person. So we have one person is like my right hand person.
Okay.
So we talk every day, all the time, and just about everything. She's involved with all the different businesses that we're running. So I kind of have like one point person that I can count on, and I know that that person is going to be there. That's very important.
So is she like your director of operations or chief of staff, right?
Yeah,
Really top level.
exactly. So we call it operations manager, chief of operations. It's like we've had so many different titles for her. It's like it's crazy, but like she's been with me a long time. Knows like the ins and outs of our business, knows everything, and I like to keep her involved with everything because if I'm not around, I know I can count on her to get things done. So I think it's important to start with like that, like go-to. It's good to have like a really solid go-to person that you can count on. And she even like gets the day going sometimes. Like, she just like makes sure all the things that we talk about really end up happening.
Can you take me through that? Because you and I talk about a lot of stuff, but some of it never ends up happening.
I know. Well, that's the thing, right? Is like we have a lot of great ideas. I think it's like three levels to any thought is the idea itself. And then where we all have those ideas, but then it's the implementation of the idea. And then from the implementation is the execution. So there's a difference between implementing and executing well. Like I can try to do some email campaigns. That means I can implement what you tell me.
Yeah.
But if I don't, so then it becomes to a point where who's going to execute better? So like, a lot of things just end up in the idea stage with me and you. Like we're talking all the time. We have a lot of great ideas that we don't even implement because we have so many things happening.
Yeah, that's true. And I think at some point we need, I think this is going to become a mastermind session, by the way. Kevin. What ends up happening is over the last year, I realized that we need more talented people. We need more staff because I feel like we have these ideas that come out, right? And so, yes, you give them to your ops manager or whatever you want to call them at the very high level, but then you've got them doing so many other things that they're focused on. They're going to drop the ball as well because we're not supporting them with the right staff.
So there's I think two things. It's like a certain individual who is not like you and me are very kind of visionary, and you kind of need someone who also has that level of vision, but also can kind of rein you in like, hey, like we're working on these things. So so just like let's focus on these things, and let's not go get the shiny object syndrome,
Yep.
right? So there's that piece. But then, like you said, if you really want to execute on all these like great ideas, you're going to need more people.
Kevin, I wonder if I want, and I'm going to bring in the audience in on this, but I wonder if what we need is, because you and I and most leaders, most, not all, are kind of like visionary, right? Some of them have the ability to be a little bit more analytical, some less, but they do have this way of thinking into the future and what we should be doing next. They get excited. I wonder if you and I should have a creative team around that so that they can then process some of that and decide, hey, and then come back to us and and say, hey, look, you guys were talking about this and this, we've outlined it. Here's what we come up with. This might not make sense, or this makes sense, and this is how we take it to that next level to implement and then execute.
Well, once again, that's a phenomenal idea, right?
But who's listening?
Well,
Wait, Monch, one of my virtual assistants who's heading one of my departments is listening. Monch, you're listening. Let's figure something out.
let's get it done. Well, and I think it's also like it's like a skill to understand delegation too, you know. And when you're like super nice like you are, and I think I'm kind of like a nice dude, like it's kind of hard to like be that guy that just like boom, you're doing this.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
so we kind of throw these ideas out to the whole team and then expect it to just get done. Where I think there's you're going to have to really hone in on delegating who's going to do what, and be clear about that. So,
All right. I
but
agree. All right, let's go a little deeper into your business. So you're running this business now, which is not just real estate anymore, right? You run a team, you run a brokerage, and you run an NHD. You're starting a lending company. You have a construction slash handyman company, and I'm sure you're like into these other things as well. So besides this ops person, let's start with your real estate world. How does that look? Like, give me a verbal diagram so that we can follow along with you.
so we have the ops person, and then we have a number of different kind of areas from there. So we can start with, I guess, like the marketing side, because we
Mhm.
are constantly sending out, we're just doing a lot of distribution with content being
Okay.
out to the world. So then we have our marketing manager slash consultant who is leads the marketing, and then we have some virtual assistants that help
Mhm.
to implement and execute on those ideas that we put forth in our meeting. So it's like, the virtual assistants help with like putting together the graphics, or help with putting together the actual ad, or like actually pressing the buttons to distribute the content that we're creating. And
Mhm.
they work hand in hand with our marketing manager. So we have I want to say we have like 3 or 4 people that are working behind the scenes with like the marketing team to make sure
Okay.
things happen. So that's kind of on the marketing side, and then they also have our on that kind of side is the um, kind of the service, like customer service or concierge that we provide to our agents. Like if an agent has a question or has a need or needs something, they usually don't call the marketing manager. They might reach out to one of our um, VAs and ask them questions on, like, they need a flyer, or they need, whatever, anything that they might need.
So Kevin, on your marketing side, what does that look like, your marketing team? Is it one person that leads it from the top coming down?
Yeah,
Or
so it starts with like, let's say we'll do a meeting every Monday. It's me, it's the whole team,
okay.
um, the whole marketing team. It's me, it's Ashley, then we have Mara, then we have 3 other VAs that are with us, and we just go over all the ideas for the week.
Okay.
Um, and
And on the marketing person, who is leading that? What are their job duties? Are they just in charge of making, they're quarterbacking all of the things that need to be done, or are they executing on anything?
it's a combination. So like So we'll go over the plan for the week, and we usually know what we're doing because we kind of do similar things, like, with regards to putting out content. Like some of the things that we do is like agent announcements if an agent joins our company, or if they have any like exciting news that they'd like to share, any information, maybe on listings or something cool that they've done, a birthday or anything interesting that they've maybe done something in the community to help, or to provide some sort of assistance or help to their clients, whatever. We try to think of ideas that we can put out. So
Kind of like localized PR for your
exactly,
organization.
exactly. And so
Okay.
we like to highlight our agents because it does two things. It helps recognize them. It also helps promote them, and it also helps promote our company because our brand is around and behind all of that.
Cool.
So like the marketing manager is really ultimately responsible for that. And then how it gets distributed, I kind of don't get involved with, like who does exactly what, who's doing the graphics, who's doing the copy, who's doing whatever. But it's just, I kind of like leave it to the marketing manager to make sure that all those things happen. And then they end up, happening. So that's, I
Okay.
kind of don't get too, yeah.
So you've got the business side of this for the brokerage level, team level. What about promotional for lead generation? Is your marketing, any part of your marketing department in charge of that?
For all the businesses. So we have our marketing, like, and it's getting to a point where we're kind of maxed out.
Okay.
But it's important to create systems so that you can stay efficient, so that you don't have to, like, I try to avoid hiring more people, like,
Okay.
it's a simple cost factor. So, and it just depends on where you're at and what you're working on. But right now we have a handle on it, but it's getting to a point where we're going to probably need to bring on more people. And then in the first, if it's a matter of implementation and execution, I like bringing on like VAs because they can help like get certain things done, and it's not like super expensive.
Okay. Like what would you bring them on for right now on the marketing side, just so we get a better idea?
Just say, like, for example, like let's say creating graphics, or let's say executing on a campaign. So let's say we want to send out 15 emails in the next period of time. This person will like schedule those emails and make sure that they're all going to go out at the right time. Also, some of the things that we do is like data extraction. We're pulling data from different websites, or we're pulling data from the MLS so that we can start marketing campaigns. So like the people that are doing that work tend to be more VA.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So who do you have working in-house versus who do you have working offshore or somewhere else?
So we have quite a few people on the other side that are working like with the sales side, calling and things like that, ISAs. We have people that are working in Central America that are offshore. We have
And what are they doing for you? Those offshore versus
mainly
in-house?
sales. Mainly, I'm kind of switching over to the sales side now.
Oh, nice.
But for me, my experience, I like the just for purposes of like communication. I like working in Central America for sales because of the bilingual Spanish speakers, and it just tends to work nicely because we have a lot of Spanish speaking
Well, you're in
clients.
Southern California, so it's like I'm in
Yeah,
LA. It makes
yeah, and it just across the board. Now, like in San Francisco and Daly City, there's a big like Filipino community. So having people from the Philippines makes a lot of sense, and we've done that. And but yeah, so on the sales side, we have VAs that are making calls. So I can tell you kind of how that breaks down if you'd like me to, or you want to just
Yeah,
finish.
I love that on the sales side. I want to know because a lot of people say, well, look, we need a sales department, whether it's for calling people on the real estate side, trying to get business that way, whether it's expires for sale by owners or just calling your database, right? And I want to see how you're using it because it may be a little different.
Yeah. So again, it starts from kind of like the top we have a plan and we have our people in place. So I have 2 people that are onshore, like that are in the States that are making calls. And then we have, it just depends on, we have a number of like people that are full-time, and then we have people that are also kind of like freelance with regards to making calls. That's one of the nice things about working with a third party agency, for
Yeah.
example, like Virtudesk is they have the accountability and the oversight, with the people that you have working for you. It's
Yeah.
important.
So you're getting quality people.
You're getting quality people, and you can hold people accountable. Like if you go and try to find people on your own, I've done both, and the struggle is like yeah, you might save a few bucks, and I'm kind of going down that road right now. But if you don't have somebody to hold those people accountable, and you're the only one to hold them accountable, there's nobody there, then it's like a challenge, because it's just hard to keep people kind of reined in.
That makes sense.
And so you kind of, you have both sides. You save a few bucks by doing the direct, but then you also take the risk of having someone that's not going to show up. Or
All right. So you've got your ops person, you've got your marketing department that's in charge of creating more opportunities for you guys through marketing to other agents, kind of using them for PR and social media marketing. Then you've got your in-house and offshore sales team that's helping you create more opportunities for your business, right? And calling your database too.
Yep.
What else do you have? Any other piece to this? Because I know you have other businesses or just within the real estate world.
We have the recruiting side, which again kind of starts with marketing, same kind of thing. And then we have 2 people that are like responsible for doing the recruiting. I have like a main recruiter.
Would that still be under sales, or would you separate that?
No, I'd say that'd be like a separate category that would be recruiting, and it would be considered sales, but it's like a separate department pretty much. Because
inside of sales or separate? It could even be separate, actually. It's recruiting.
Yeah, it's recruiting, right? So you have like your marketing, then you have like your lead sales, lead follow-up, lead sales, and then you have your recruiting sales and recruiting follow-up.
And what are you recruiting for? Your brokerage and your team?
So the way we run Marker is it kind of operates as a team. The brokerage kind of is a team. So if you come on, you're going to get leads, you're going to get the support, you're going to get like everything that normally a team would provide. And I've always thought that that's kind of how it should be run, but maybe like a year ago I found out that people have brokerages and then they have like a team within the brokerage, which that was something that was new to me. I'd always just thought like, look, if you're going to run your brokerage, you might as well run your brokerage as a team.
Yeah.
It's kind of how we've done it. And so like we offer leads and we offer the same thing to everybody who comes to our brokerage, and everybody at our brokerage is like on a team.
I like that, dude. And I've seen a lot of people do it that way too.
Yeah.
I run my team like a brokerage, but it's a team. So
that's what I mean. Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
I don't separate it because I just feel like, if you want to come on and you want leads and you want to work them, then we'll give you leads and you can work them. If you don't, you're still kind of on the team, I guess. And you just don't get leads and you don't participate. So we have those same expectations that a normal team would have, but we just do it on a broker level, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. So recruiters, you've got 2, you said?
Yeah. And then, so now is like kind of where things start getting a little mixed, because all the marketing does marketing. The marketing team does marketing for all the different kind of businesses and departments, if you will, right? So everything starts with marketing. And so then we talk about recruiting, and what we're going to kind of distribution, what kind of content are we going to put out, what kind of Facebook ads, what kind of emails, what are we doing there, right? And so then same thing goes for the insights, for the lead gen and the sales stuff. What kind of content are we putting out? What kind of email blasts? What kind of stuff are we doing, right? So it all starts with marketing, and then and we have other things that we're doing too besides recruiting. But to go back to recruiting, we have we send out like 1 million emails a month. We do a ton of Facebook targeting. And so we have 2 people that kind of work hand in hand with following up to leads that come in. And we don't have that many. I mean, like we might get like 20 leads, 20, 30 leads a day.
Okay.
So it's not like a huge amount where we're like super overwhelmed, like 2 people can handle it.
All right.
And then, we use Active Campaign for the CRM on
Cool.
recruiting. And we just treat it like it's a normal sales like position, like an inside sales team. It's the same thing as inside sales. This is like kind of what's helped me. I think it's very important for people to understand. You don't have to like reinvent anything. You don't have to like recreate. Just because you start a new business doesn't mean you need to restructure anything. You have your same model. Like for me, what works is I have my model that you and me kind of developed over the years together on the phone and talking. So what I do with lead generation is the same thing that I do with recruiting, right?
Yeah, that's very true. Well, the one thing that I've noticed over the years for being in real estate, and you can attest to this, is that when you become a real estate agent and you start treating it like a business, you in essence are becoming an entrepreneur, and you can duplicate the exact same structure into other businesses.
Exactly. So then it's like limitless. There's no end. So like, that's why now we're doing handyman. That's why we're doing NHD, which by the way, if you guys are in California, please use Safe NHD. I'll just shoot that out. Safe
I'll
NHD.
put that in there.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, so it becomes simple, and this is how you start to understand how like a lot of successful entrepreneurs can fail and then start over again, and really be successful multiple times. It's because you just have that formula.
Yeah, that's true.
Once you have the formula, you can do it with anything. So any service business, I feel that if I have the right staff, we can grow it and build it up and blow it up.
It's about the staff, dude, isn't it?
It really is.
That's what it's about, the talent.
Yeah,
I agree. You're either going to fail or grow because of the talent.
absolutely.
I agree. All right, let's go through some of the tech that you're using. You said you're using Active Campaign as your newsletter / database for blasting out a lot of the marketing that you do, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I use the same one. So cool. What else are you using?
We use Follow Up Boss for our leads, where we keep track of all of our leads in Follow Up Boss. What I like about Follow Up Boss, it integrates with everything. So like if I'm whatever I want, whatever I'm doing, I can just sync it up with Follow Up Boss, and it works really nicely.
Very true. Very true. What else are you using for the back end of your staff? So marketing, sales, and recruiting, and for yourself.
We use just to throw out some of the tools that we're using, like Zapier. We use Zapier a lot. Cool. We use like Google Sheets for everything. Google Sheets is like our Excel. We use Call Action. We use Call Action for the handyman business. We're going to get into like different service related businesses, and Call Action is going to be a big help there.
Explain that really quick before you go into Real Scout.
So we we just recently did a handyman business. Okay. And we've generated probably like tons of listing appointments over the course of time. And we've only been doing it for like 3-4 months. And just this week we had like 10 potential listings that were working. We got 2 listing appointments, and we have 1 listing that was signed already this week. And so what I'm thinking is like, I want to create different business model or businesses where I can get inside, or I can get in front of a homeowner in a non-threatening way. Yeah. And create opportunities. So with the handyman, they get bonused if they can get us a listing. So instead of now me going and buying leads from realtor.com or from elsewhere, I'm creating leads and I'm getting paid for it. So it's very simple. We just put ads out, and we put out ads. People reply to the ads. We have a handyman, and we provide it's like a lead. We provide a lead to the handyman basically, and we get paid.
And
And if they give us an opportunity with a listing, they get bonused.
all right, so how are you using call action? Are you making that the main number for
That's
the
the number.
telephone?
Exactly.
And what
So
happens after they call? You capture their information with it or what?
well, we just use that as our phone, like a phone number. We have you can create local phone numbers. So like we use call action to create the local phone number. And then
Mhm,
if there's any communication, we can track like all the conversations inside of call action.
mhm.
And that's the number that we use to like track those leads and know where those leads are coming from. And
Mm. It's a good idea, man, on how to use call action. You took a tech tool and you're using it for other amazing stuff. I love that.
it seems like that's been the case. I mean, it's like even with Real Scout, we just found different ways to use these platforms that maybe that wasn't the original intention of like the
Uh-huh.
create founders.
Yeah.
But like with Real Scout, we have like thousands and thousands of people in, and their servers can't handle it because we put so many people in. But we're getting appointments, we're getting leads.
That's
So,
smart.
and they're like, this is not how we intended on using this platform. And I'm telling them like, well, this is a better way to use your platform.
I love that. That's smart. Kevin, we got 3 minutes. Let's do like a little bit of a rapid fire, okay? Lisa Portel says that's awesome. So, Lisa, thanks for being with us here. Quick question. I'm going to ask you a lot of little questions. You answer them as fast as you can. Here we go. All right. Some of them are funky
All right.
because I'm going to throw them
Okay.
out just because. All right.
All right.
First one, serious. What's exciting for you about 2021?
Potential opportunity to get into different businesses and grow.
All right. What
Different business.
specifically? Like what
Like I'm
specifically
saying,
comes to mind?
different service related industries, different service related businesses that are around real estate.
All right.
So I feel like we've already got the real estate part down. Now it's time to get into different businesses so I can create more opportunity for our agents to do more deals by generating leads through different services and making some money. So like with the handyman thing, instead of me buying leads, I'm getting paid for leads.
All right.
And then
All right.
anyway, yeah.
Cool. Well, do you like Clubhouse or not?
I like Clubhouse. I do. I think it's great. I do like it. I think it's important to not. It's easy to get sucked in and waste a lot of time. So I
Yeah.
think it's important to just really keep it concise and listen to the people that you think are interesting. And once it doesn't get interesting anymore, you don't need to be on there. So that's how I feel.
What's your next hire?
Sales manager. As you can hear my baby crying in the background. Working
I
from
love
home.
that. I love that.
Sales manager.
What's your favorite food?
It's called lachamajin.
What the hell is that?
It's like Middle Eastern pizza. It's bomb. You can look it up.
What is it? What is it? What's on top of it? Like
It's
cheese
like
or no cheese?
no, it's like a flatbread
Uh-huh.
with like ground beef with like spices and like cilantro.
Ooh,
Oh, it's really good. It's called lachamajin. It's so good.
lahmacun. I'm gonna go and I'll be like, can I have a lahmacun, please?
And yeah, you'll probably go back if you do. If you do that.
Do they have like a lahmacun truck, like a taco truck, or no?
Oh, that's a great idea. Maybe that's the next business.
Dude, that's the next with your call action number.
There you go. I love it.
DoorDash that.
That's it.
I love it, dude. All right. So, what are you personally working on this year to better yourself at? Like, as a person, you, Kevin.
I just a couple of things. Like I want to do better. I've been, being home. I haven't really been as physically active as I'd like to be. One, but two, just try to limit distractions as much as I can. And that's like a kind of a easy answer. But I think also sometimes distractions can be leveraged into a positive thing. So like really filtering out the distractions the best way possible, because if like the shiny object syndrome, it's a shiny object for a reason. It might be good. You might get gold sometimes. That's the reason why we get distracted in the first place. So those inbound hits that you're going to get. You can't prevent that. You just have to understand or be good at filtering the right opportunities.
You know why? Because you and I see an opportunity in everything. That's why we're like,
Right.
oh, that could be so good.
I know. So just like this, some of the things I'm working on came from distraction or shiny object syndrome, but
Yeah,
a lot of things that I've wasted time on too. So I think it's just getting better at understanding what a good opportunity is. And I'm
I
just,
like, dude, that's really good. I like that. I took notes on that. All right, Kevin, thanks for joining me on this. I know you're part of the leverage community as well. So thanks for being on. If you have any referrals for Kevin, he's out of Southern and Northern California, and he's also got an NHD company you can use. What's the NHD company name?
well, it's Safe NHD. So if you're in California,
NHD.
just go to safenhd.com. I'll put it in there. Order your NHDs through Safe NHD. That'd be really cool. I'd appreciate it. And
All right.
yeah,
Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much, man.
thanks for the opportunity. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.